Happy Halloween, folks. Hope you guys are doing well. Graham, Gius, and Matthews here. I don't want to do a formal video blog post this week. I only have so much time before I go out, later tonight on Salem, Massachusetts, the Halloween town of USA, as I call it. As I live only a couple minutes actually away from Salem, my college here, Endicott College here in Beverly, Massachusetts. It's so short away from Salem, Massachusetts that I'd be a fool not to go this year on Halloween night. So I look forward to it. Hopefully you guys have some plans for tonight as well to go out. But Halloween, easily my favorite Halloween, my favorite holiday of the year, Halloween holiday. So I look forward to spending the night over in Salem tonight, whether you be trick-or-treating, hanging home, giving out candy, watching SmackDown. So I thought I'd talk about that a little bit this week. I don't want to, like I said before, I don't want to do a formal talking wrestling discussion about something that happened, a few years ago this week or whatever else. I'll probably do that next year, but since a random video blog Friday falls on Halloween this year, I figured I'd be a fool not to talk about a little bit about my experiences with Halloween and all that kind of stuff, and wish you guys a very happy Halloween as well. So, of course, SmackDown's going to be on tonight. I won't be watching live, like I said before. I'll be out in Salem, but hopefully I can watch either beforehand. I know there's some websites that usually put up the show before they air. The only real episode of SmackDown I think I've watched in the last couple of months, live anyway, was the 15th anniversary, because I thought that was a very good show, especially with the return of Teddy Long and John Laurinaitis. I thought that was awesome. But other than that, though, I rarely ever watch SmackDown live. I didn't 6 years ago either, when Halloween fell on a Friday as well, and SmackDown aired that night. They didn't really do much. All I really remember from that show was the Divas Halloween Battle Royal, which they are actually doing this year as well, so that should be pretty cool. But even still, though, I look forward to what they do tonight on SmackDown in terms of Halloween-themed stuff, because like I said before, Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year, and I'm a sucker for all the holiday stuff that they do. Even the Christmas shows. I mean, I'll probably talk about this as Christmas comes, as Christmas quickly approaches, but even the Christmas shows that they hold for Raw every once in a while, I don't even really mind those. I enjoy those every once in a while. I know they're shitty and they're not storyline driven or anything like that, but even with the Halloween shows, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. But Friday night SmackDown held Halloween back in 2008. Halloween was on a Saturday the next year, Sunday the next. I thought it was ridiculous that WWE didn't do their bragging rights pay-per-view. I mean, I guess I understand because kids are going to be out trick-or-treating, whatever, and most of your fan base is kids. But with 2010 and Halloween falling on a Sunday, I really thought that bragging rights 2010, which a review of will be up here on the channel at some point, should have fallen on Halloween instead of the week before. Because if you think about it, Kane and The Undertaker, if you watch the opening to that show on the WWE Network for only $9.99, you'll see that it was a very Halloween-esque matchup. It was a fucking buried alive matchup between Undertaker and Kane. It screamed Halloween, no pun intended. So I thought they should have done that pay-per-view on Halloween. But speaking of which, this should bring back Halloween Havoc, dude. Monster, one of the podcasts that I listen to on a regular basis. I don't want to take credit for it. He was one that brought it up a couple of weeks ago on his podcast, but I absolutely agree that they should bring back Halloween Havoc in place of Hell in a Cell, which I do not really enjoy whatsoever. I mean, it was a good pay-per-view this year, but on the whole, though, if you look back in history, the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is not really very well received more often than not. And, of course, the bigger picture is that a pay-per-view should not be held for the Hell in a Cell matchup. That matchup should only show up every once in a while when necessary and not held every single fucking October just because it's that time of the year. So, like he said on his podcast, I would love to see Halloween Havoc back, being a sucker for Halloween that I am, in that it was an awesome WCW pay-per-view that should be brought back. So that was 2010. 2011 Halloween fell on a Monday. I was trick-or-treating that night. But with a few friends. But I did watch Raw, I think later that night or the next day, I think. And the Muppets guest hosted that night. So a lot of people look back on that show like, oh, it's shitty BG stuff. Don't really like it. I'm not a fan of the Muppets. But being the huge fan of the Muppets that I am, I really enjoy that. So I'm being biased in that sense. But I really love that show, all the Halloween stuff they did there. And the Muppets coming in, I thought it was perfect. I was a little disappointed I couldn't watch live, but I was out trick-or-treating and stuff, like I said before. But I did watch the next day, and I thoroughly enjoyed it with the inclusion of Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, and all the favorite Muppets. So I thought that was awesome. 2012, it was only a few days removed from Hurricane Sandy up here in the Northeast, so we didn't get hit with it as bad in Connecticut as some other states like New York and New Jersey did. But we did lose power for a couple more days. When I did finally get back power, it was on that Wednesday on Halloween. So I got back that night when everyone else went out trick-or-treating. Where I live, it's not really a place where people come out trick-or-treating anyway, so I didn't have to give out candy or anything. But I did put on my CM Punk costume because I had my CM Punk t-shirt, which I got at a live event a couple weeks before that. So I was in my CM Punk costume and watched WWE main event that night. I don't think it was Halloween themed, but it was, enjoyable for what it was. And of course, Halloween last year fell on a Thursday, so I got back early enough to watch Impact. And then we were having a Halloween movie night here on campus, and I got back just in time to watch Impact. Well, Halloween 2 actually was on TV, but I got back in time to watch Impact on Spike TV. So this year I will not have that luxury. I am going out for Halloween this year, out in Salem, Massachusetts. I tweeted from at EC_GSM on my personal Twitter all the time if you want to check out my pictures that I've been taking at Salem. I was there last Sunday. That's where I got this sweatshirt. And I'll be back there tonight on Friday on Halloween night. So that should be a very fun time. So whether you be sitting at home tonight watching Friday Night SmackDown, giving out candy, trick-or-treating, going out to a party, or maybe even out to Salem like me, whatever you do, or maybe even a mixture of all those things, hope you have a very safe, happy Halloween. And with that being said, I'm Graham Jason Matthews. Have a great holiday, and I'll talk to you guys soon.